Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the Healthcare Administration degree. So this used to be called the Healthcare Business Management degree, I think, or something along those lines. And they changed it to Healthcare Administration, which is the much more mainstream degree. I'm sure they were trying to get their, licensing for it and approval for it from all the accreditation sources. So when they finally got that, they were able to finally label it as the Healthcare Administration degree, which is usually what the employers look for, and the much more acceptable and universal name for this degree, Healthcare Administration. It's what recruiters look for, and it's the degree in all other colleges, right? It's called Healthcare Administration. It's not called Business Administration, Healthcare Management. But if you do have that old degree, it's still useful. I'm not trying to discredit anybody's degree here. But healthcare administration is a very good degree. If you want to get into the world of healthcare administration, if you want to be some kind of director in a hospital eventually, if you want to work an office job in a hospital. Now, something you guys need to realize though is if you go after this degree, right, any management degree in general, this one will be a little easier to break into, but for the most part, a lot of these jobs go to people already working in the hospital, like nurses, right? They will always get the first crack at like director jobs and other healthcare jobs in the hospital. So, it is hard to break into. A lot of the other healthcare professionals, such as nurses and healthcare professionals, some kind of tech, somebody that's actually on the floor. Like they will always get like the first crack at these types of jobs if they want them. So, all you just have to apply, and make your resume good, and hopefully you can break in somewhere. And then once you have the experience, you're golden. So also temper your expectations. Obviously, don't apply for like director stuff right away. Settle for more of a normal office job. I'm not exactly sure what they're called these days, but a normal office job in a hospital setting or doctor office setting, or something to do like a healthcare company, maybe like a software healthcare company too, that's looking for some kind of, management or customer service or something like that. But yeah, healthcare administration, very good degree, especially if you put the MBA on top of it, the MBA healthcare management. So we'll go through the spreadsheet on this one. I know I've had a few request this video, and we'll get into the spreadsheet right now. All right, guys, we are in the spreadsheet for this degree. And as you know, all these bachelor degrees at WGU are hackable. You can get them all done a year and a half or earlier. A lot of people do these degrees in 6 months. This one, I think, would be a little hard in 6 months, but still doable. It's definitely doable in 2 terms. The reason for that is you can't transfer in as many ACE credits as some other degrees. And the healthcare classes, I'm unsure how difficult they are. So this is a newer degree with some newer healthcare classes in it. So I believe this healthcare administration degree is only under a year old because it replaced the old healthcare management degree. So a lot of these classes are new. I'm not sure of the difficulty on them, and I'm not sure if you have like a whole lot of resources on them. Like usually when degrees are out at WGU, you can Google the course, and a lot of people are talking about it, and you can find exactly how to pass it fast. So I'm not sure that is actually an option with this degree. But for all the business classes, those are extremely hackable here. So, go to study.com and you can knock all of these out 3 days each. Very simple, very easy. Straighter line, English, accounting, you got your math classes here. Project management and introduction to statistics, I recommend at Sophia because they're much easier there than they are on study.com. Although you can do those 2 courses on study.com as well. So, very interesting degree. Like if you really want to work in healthcare and you don't want to work on the floor, right? Like you want to work in management or behind a desk or, something like that, then this is really a perfect degree for you. Like I said, with any management type degree, like any administration type degree, it is hard to break in, right? Management is like the one thing where usually it's hired internally, right? When places hire for management type jobs and things like that, they almost always hire internally, even if that person doesn't have like a management degree or something along those lines. But it's just going to require a little more networking on your part. a little more mass applying on your part. Get LinkedIn. LinkedIn's a great tool, and just message people, like apply for a job you want and then message the recruiter about the job. That's a great way to get a callback, a great way to get an interview. So, and then once you have experience, you're golden. Like you're good after that. All of this stuff only applies to your first job. So, and then you get into the courses you have to do at WGU. Introduction to Spreadsheets. That's actually a very useful course. Like it taught me a lot about spreadsheets. Everything you see in these spreadsheets, I learned from this course. That's no joke. That is probably the most valuable class I took at WGU in this little 1-credit course. To pass that course, the trick is do the PA right away. Everything on the PA is the same as the OA. It's going to be different numbers, different names, etc., but it's the same thing. Memorize the PA, take the OA, pass that course in 1 day. Okay. These 3 actually, boom, 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 and this one, all of these minus the spreadsheet course are writing assignments that will take 2 to 3 days each. And one of the mistakes people make, which you can watch in my accelerator video, is people take too long on the writing assignments. Look at the rubric, do the minimum. There's no penalty if they send it back to you. If they send it back to you to correct some things and add some things, there's no penalty. Do the minimum, turn it in. These writing courses should not take more than 2 or 3 days. The number one reason people do not accelerate at WGU is because they take too long on the writing assignments. They're scared they'll fail it. There's no such thing as failing the writing assignments. There's no penalty. Maybe WGU will change that in the future, but as of right now, there's no penalty, okay? You will get it sent back. They'll tell you what to correct, and you'll turn it back in. So, and as you're doing that, you can work on some other class, right? You can work on an OA and like 2 writing assignment classes. You can work on like 1 OA and then 1 writing assignment class at the same time, basically. Like you turn your writing assignment in and then you're studying on an OA that you can take. So you should always be doing that because you don't want to wait for something to be graded and not be working on something else. As you're waiting for something to be graded, always be working on like an OA class. Change management is kind of hard. I've never taken it, but I imagine it won't take you longer than a week. Business simulation, not going to take you more than 3 days. If you have trouble with that one, actually just message the course instructor. It was a little tricky for me, but just like I said, I've said in other videos, if you tinker around with the numbers, play around with the business, because you're going to have your own business in this little simulation. As long as you just keep messing around with it and spend time on it, like you'll pass. You will. It's like a video game kind of. So technology. So these are your healthcare classes that I don't know much about, but I would imagine, just like any other WGU course, these probably won't take more than 2 weeks each, except for the capstone. So just study these like any other OA or PA that they are, right? I always recommend do the PA right away, okay? And what I'm talking about is the practice assessment in an OA class. So take the PA right away, okay? And take it right away, learn from it, okay? Study the question. Study the category of the question. So anything that belongs to the category of that question, study it, okay? For example, we'll say financial resource, healthcare, and management. If that first question is asking about how to budget in a hospital or something, and there's like a chapter on that in the WGU course material, then go read that entire chapter, okay? So, or at least like skim it and read the keywords. So the PA is the most valuable tool you have regarding WGU because some version of that question is going to be on the OA, okay? It's probably going to be the opposite or something extremely similar, right? So study the PA, master the PA, and take the OA. Sorry, my dog is crying in the background. These are all very valuable classes for, a healthcare management or healthcare desk type of job, healthcare coordinator, all of those types of jobs. So financial resource management, that's going to be something you need to know. Healthcare operations management, sounds like a fun class actually. Healthcare quality improvement, healthcare research and statistics. So you get a little data involved as well, right? Probably make your own spreadsheets and collect your own data and analyze your own data. Healthcare management and strategy. Delivery systems, regulation, compliance. Compliance is huge in healthcare. You're going to have to learn a lot of that. and deal with a lot of that, like a lot of compliance paperwork, technology applications in healthcare. When you get a job, you might not be working for a actual hospital or doctor office, right? You might get a job at a healthcare software company. So consider that as well. Apply for some healthcare software companies. Apply for a management job there, or any kind of administration level job that they have. So don't limit yourself to purely healthcare facilities. So look at the software companies as well. But yeah, so looks like if you really love healthcare and you're passionate about it, from at least like a management perspective, this looks like a very fun degree. And of course, it will help you get a job in that world, healthcare management, or any kind of like healthcare job that's not on the field, like a doctor or nurse or anything along those lines. But yeah, so if you do all these ACE credits, you only need 48 credits at WGU, which should definitely be doable in 2 terms and possibly 1 term if you really, really, really have a lot of time. Like I know all of these classes, since I've dealt with majority of them, are doable in 2 days each. As for these ones, like I said, I can't comment on something I don't know, but just like any WGU course, just look up how other people completed it fast, take the PA right away, and if it's a writing assignment, do the writing assignment in 2 or 3 days. Do not write that much, okay? Do whatever the rubric states and write the minimum to satisfy that portion of the rubric. Also, all these classes have templates for the writing assignment. Use the template. It's much easier. Always use the template, which you can find in course resources. Click the course resource page, find the template for the writing assignment, and do the template. You'll also pass much faster that way as well. So, that's all I have to say regarding this degree. Maybe I'll make another video regarding this degree and the master's degree at some point. But if you really want to work in healthcare and, like I said, you want to work in management or some kind of coordinator, some kind of office job, or you want to work remotely, you can find like a remote job regarding this as well. This is a great degree. I think healthcare administration is a pretty good degree, to be honest with you. I like it more than business administration. I think it's a little more niche, but business administration, I do prefer the broad degrees most of the time, but I think in this instance, the healthcare administration degree, is more valuable than a business administration degree. So I like this degree a lot. If you want to work in a hospital setting, you want to work for a healthcare company, a software healthcare company, this degree should open some doors for you. Just always remember to network, always remember to really take your time on applications and send out a lot of them. This is not a race. Getting a job, your first job in a new industry, is always going to be a marathon, and it's going to require a lot of patience and a lot of hair pulling. So I wish you guys the absolute best of luck. Good luck on your WGU journey, and good luck on your job hunting journey. Thank you so much, guys.